Approximate southeast corner looking north to show the property likely includes this tip of a long sandbar shared with the neighbor to the south. The river gets deeper as it goes north without the sandbar. Both sides of the river have a high ridge that gives both sides an area along the river that is a ex-flood zone where flood insurance is not required, where a camp could be built at grade, however elevation would add less risk of flooding. Approximate northeast corner has a high elevation as appears across the river and deeper water than the south end for better fishing and swimming. River frontage looking south from approximately where the northeast corner is. View of the river looking northward from approximately where the northeast corner is. Note the high ridge on each side. Sandbar shared with the neighbor looking south from approximately where the southeast corner is. Neighbor's access to the sandbar is close to the end where the sand goes up the bank to the right near the end of the sandbar. Access to neighbor's backyard from the sandbar is posted to encourage visitors navigating the river to keep out. A couple of dips come across the neighbor's backyard where the river flows out of the area that ponds water when the river floods. Rivers Pointe Road back to the west from approximately where City of D'Iberville maintenance ends and private accesses begin. Mail service and trash collection do not enter private properties, so you have to come to them here. All the wooded land to the right up to the end of the power line is the subject property and is likely accessible from anywhere along the way you choose when city approval is obtained with a building permit. Approximate northwest corner of the property next to yellow post in the next picture. Approximately all the front half of the subject land to the left shows to be in an ex-flood zone, which means it never or rarely floods. Flood insurance is not required and you can build on grade, however some elevation is recommended. Yellow corner post might be northwest corner of the property according to the neighbor to the north. The north property line cuts across the power line easement to add a triangle of the easement to the northwest corner of the land. The neighbor on the north side appears to own this small pond that likely drains into the bottom that runs through the middle of the subject property when the river floods. This bottom that starts on the north side of the land and runs across the middle of the property before turning to the east to hold water what appears to be mostly on the neighbor's land to the south. This bottom that starts on the north side of the land and runs across the middle of the property before turning to the east to hold water what appears to be mostly on the neighbor's land to the south. This bottom that starts on the north side of the land and runs across the middle of the property before turning to the east to hold water what appears to be mostly on the neighbor's land to the south. These large deer tracks were at the north edge of where the low spot meets the power line. The post with the small white sign at the top near the middle of the photo is approximately the southwest corner of the property. The neighbor's driveway angles to the south away from the property line, however it appears in the aerial views the entrance of it might be encroaching on the subject. The owners of the drive do not think it does, however they have not shared a copy of their survey either. There are numerous old fence posts and markers along where the south edge is likely to run, however a surveyor would need to mark the ones that are. There are numerous old fence posts and markers along where the south edge is likely to run, however a surveyor would need to mark the ones that are. There are numerous old fence posts and markers along where the south edge is likely to run, however a surveyor would need to mark the ones that are. There are numerous old fence posts and markers along where the south edge is likely to run, however a surveyor would need to mark the ones that are.